I'm looking at Elk, honestly. I think that Elk, well, he had maybe a little bit of a slower start in the first half. Once he got onto the CT side, he was doing pretty well on the rifle. So a couple aggressive plays, couple big moments over towards the ramp. We know this guy can be solid, and just on the other side of this team is Walker, right? He's a good opper. He has been before, but it's going to be a tough task for him to face up against the firepower of Nithon, and he's really going to have to, because if Nithon is running the show similarly to how we saw in map number 1, well, this one might just be wraps. But one tap, still another opportunity to hold on here. It's a must-win in the series as we find ourselves in the choice of paiN Gaming here on D2. Early on, there'll be a little bit of pressure applied towards the B tons, and now wrapping towards the underpass they come. Frankie will look to hold with the USP, but very few shots connecting for either of these squads as Elk and Frankie will concede in towards that one. Do they want to go for more? Not quite. They'll eventually fall away. Consti in mid could be in a bit of trouble here, but he's isolated PKL and takes him down. The swing for the trade, though, is better. So Nekaz evens it to a 4v4, and smokes are set up for a wrap towards B, but they don't want it. They don't want that heat. They want to head instead towards this A site proper, and Elk is doing well for himself to hold 2 frags already coming on through, but now alone, isolated, he'll need 4 more. Hard's out, a bit wounded, but the time it's ticking away, and it's already gone. No opportunity to find another frag, so Walker alone, a 1v2 clutch. He does have armor already spotted out, though. The flash high, up and over the top. 2 players swinging, already a dink on through, and with the writing, it is squarely on the wall that this might just be over, but Walker still fights, still finds one. That's it, though. Nekaz on the shutdown with the final frag, and a pistol round win for paiN Gaming.
That was a brawl. I mean, neck and neck throughout it. It felt like ONETAP had multiple moments where they sort of gave themselves a slim advantage, but because paiN were just brawling straight into it, there was never the moment to rally and play the numbers, right? They're just always pressing through, pressing through, pressing through. So well done from paiN to actually take that one, but a scrappy round for sure. And Nithon will hit a scrappy shot straight through mid to find himself an early kill here. Pulls out of the round right off the rip. There are 3 scouts here for the CT side, so things could get a bit funky. But that shot isn't on. I think Walker ducked a little bit too early and actually hit the shot in towards the railing there, because otherwise that would have been square on in the chest. Long control's been conceded here. Back of the site, there is that scout for Walker. Walker and Elk could be a deadly duo if this turns into a long engagement, but at least for the time being, paiN Gaming aren't committed to anything here, maybe.
No. Not fully wanting to take any of these fights, not wanting to risk it in this round. This pressure will still be applied out towards long, and the scout tested. It's a duel between the 2 lesser scoped rifles, and Elk lands the stronger shot, connects onto the head of Nithon, and continues the pressure as well. Do you even commit this at this point if you're paiN Gaming? Damage has already been done onto Hard Sao. A gun has been picked up, tossed on over the likes of PKL, so he'll look to contest. And Walker will look to concede, rotating back in towards mid, so Elk now alone, but a one way to play off of. Another opportunity for more damage in this round. Molly sail on in. Elk has to fight. He's forward. He's taking a risk, but he's no-scoping. And he's hitting, at least for the tag. Connection won't come. And now as they pound their way close on towards the site, paiN Gaming find their success. They find the space, and they eventually get the bomb plant on down.
With that bomb taken away, the chances of anything out of this round are slim to 0. And at this point, the scouts are just going to need a little hasty retreat. Give himself something to fight with in the next round for sure, but not a lot to do here. paiN Gaming, continuing that early momentum from Vertigo. They're looking to just roll through this one. And I mean, honestly, I think it's going to be up to ONETAP to sort of rewrite that narrative. Because frankly, I'm inclined to believe that the Brazilians can do so. Wasn't sure how Vertigo could go, but now that they passed that test and passed it quite well, I don't know that my optimism for ONETAP extends here.
Well, still lots of time to paint. Maybe a bit of a sunnier picture, as there's still a good fair few rounds to be played on out. And in this one, in gaming, they'll have the better weapons, so at least for the moment, that grim image for the one tap side will stay just as grim. No scout tag connecting, but another fight out towards long. Flash on in. This time it's not being tested. Full stack towards B. Wrong read. Wrong side of the map. The bomb is still postured towards long. And the only real risk to this one is Nekis, who's alone. And he has an AK that could very well be recovered if he falls. But, oh, almost gets away with it. It actually does fall in the end. So that gun's picked up. That should be the call to expedite out towards long. And it will be. Smokes for the cross, PKL to claim this space, but an advantage despite the lesser weapons and AK recovered. There's a big risk now to this round.
I mean, the problem is that Nekis didn't see anyone, right? He got shot in the back of the head, so he didn't have the info that everybody was in the tunnels. His teammates didn't rapid rotate. There's still a chance here. Jumping scout shot. Oh, this is getting spicy. Frankie looking to attack one more. This elevator peak's going to be bold, and GG-Zara cleans it up. Okay. It's looking dangerous for a moment, but paiN have righted the ship here. Oh, it's a fast flip for Walker, but through the body, he will not be able to find the next, and that's going to be the round. So ultimately, it's all fine for paiN. But my goodness, that did get a little bit chaotic. That did get a little bit messy. That does feel like something that we've said quite a bit with these two teams. And here comes the major investment for ONET4P. They've got the AWP for Walker. They've got all of the rifles in the world. This is their round to make their mark. And Nithon's still taking that duel down mid with the scout. We'll see if he's at all bit more timid, or if he's just going to try and rock on through.
PKL might just be the one to rocket forward in this one. Sardzao does exchange some damage towards long, but finally that initial fight won, so ONET4P with quite a bit of space to work with. But that's not the destination for paiN. Instead, they're probably looking to take this one towards a split into the B side. They already have the first checkbox off their to-do list, and that's the space in towards mid. GG-Zara the one to claim it, a smoke to cover the cross, should they want to commit to this play. But they're waiting on the utility to fade early on. ONET4P, where does the information come from? Out towards long, they still have a player position, but it's deep. They don't know if there's a setup towards long. They don't know if there's a setup towards cat, barring that AWP playing contact for Walker. So, the two players on the ONET4P camp are going to be completely isolated in this B site. Polo and Frankie have to go big in this one, and early on a man already falls. Polo realizes how much trouble he is in, how sticky this situation has become, so he'll tuck in, try and play close. But what was initially a mid-split is now just one player holding, and now it's Polo trying to hold the line, but immediately he is shut on down and in mid. GG-Zara collects on 3 kills as ONET4P try and charge past the smoke. 4-0 the start for the Brazilian camp.
Now, this round, there ain't a lot to show for it. See if the Deagles can make any noise. Not optimistic. I'll play up lower. Getting a little spicy with this. Had some success in the tunnel previously. Now Polo will try it with the 5-7. A little bit of a pinch on in. Player stuck in the corner. But GG-Zara was waiting for that all day, every day. And GG-Zara is just stacking some casualties here. They've completely opened up this entire side of the map. But they'll still take their time with it. They're not 100% sure. There's not more players there in the stack. So, out of an abundance of caution, they are very much going slow. This is an interesting call, right? The fact that you've already found 3 kills, and yet you're still this spread around the map. There's no reason to get these frags. And some of these rifles are a little isolated. Now they're playing with the buddy system, though.
You wouldn't get it. You're not hungry enough for the eco frags. And Nithon is. He's tasting. He wants it. And he's got it. My concern
isn't necessarily getting the kills. It's when they were 1 player on cat, 1 player on long, completely isolated, no chance to trade. You know, very much a chance
I
to give
just
over
see it
a
as the
rifle.
optimal setup to get as many eco frags as possible as an individual without needing
eeks.
reliance on your teammates. You know,
those
it's obviously the play, regardless of maybe a little bit of overt risk taken. All will be fine. paiN Gaming convert cleanly, but now the buy is back on in for ONET4P. And, well, this round is quick. Hard's out. Already space on out. And the spam on down the recovered. A1S does well through the smoke. And a risk is being taken here. Elk wants a fight. He's got it, but he just cannot win it. That was the crucial piece to all of that. You have to take the opportunities presented. And Walker might just have an opportunity now. Burning are his feet, and spammed away is his body. 2 players left. This long fight has gone oh so horribly wrong. And despite the flash blinding him, Nekis will still find the kill. And it will be a near flawless round converted for paiN.
We've got two players over on the paiN side who've only died once in these 6 rounds. Hardzao and Biguzera, both just kind of waltzing on through the majority of them. And that doesn't bode well for ONET4P. I mean, it really doesn't. We talked. I think we set up this storyline perfectly, which is that it's just going to be a firepower question. And right now, ONET4P are majorly lacking in that department. They are getting bullied at multiple angles. They're going to try and go aggressive in towards mid here as a response. Flashbang's good, puts them on notice. Well, now your one B site player dead, and the closest rotator as well means that, well, B's been lost, and this is frankly probably already a save. Even without anything to save, it's just kind of a hopeless situation. Oh, what a flick from Nython. The adjustment onto the player lower, now knowing the guy's up top and just holding for it. Nython's going to add to his tally. So everybody's online right now. Everyone's on point for paiN. There are no major flaws we're seeing in their game, and ONET4P are frankly just getting bullied.
Where are the bully hunters when you need them?
In 2016? Is that when that happened?
Do you think they could join the ESCA match? Do you think that would be allowed? Would the admins let them in?
Oh, can you imagine? That was such a hilariously, obviously flawed thing that could only have been pitched by salespeople who had no idea how games actually work.
It ended bullying in online games. I don't think there's been bullying since then.
Alright, bully hunters know your meme. What year was it?
What year was it?
That was 2018. 2018. Mid-April 2018.
Recent.
Yeah.
That recent. I guess that was 5 years ago? 4 years ago? Well, what year is it? 2022? 4 years ago? Feels like it was much longer ago. I feel like I remember that meme when I was first playing CS in like 2015, 2016.
I also really enjoyed how they were very much trying to make the argument that it was live gameplay that we were watching when it was so blatantly and obviously pre-recorded.
Yeah, I think it was live.
Definitely live.
One of the livest games I've ever seen. And well, this game, we're live into our 8th round. Another opportunity with the rifles for ONET4P, and another fight towards long. This time the utility does dissuade Hardzao from overcommitting for a moment. Still, with his war trophy, he'll spam and will eventually reconvene out towards mid.
Oh boy. I know your meme page for bully hunters is a lovely piece of internet lore. I recommend you check it out if you're not familiar. Consti needs to check out how to keep his head safe because it's already been dinked. This smoke leaves a big old gap. This could be interesting. A chance. Should paiN test it. Not just yet. There's certainly an opportunity here, and his elk gets boosted up as well. Maybe they won't expect 2 players in the position. A re-smoke on here. This one's good. Still gonna have to be wary of that elk, but they'll definitely be looking for it. And elk's burning. Elk's burning. They didn't hear the Molotov tick though, and he will get one a second as well. They don't realize what's going on. They don't realize where the spam is coming from. And that's 2 bodies dropped. Now a real chance for ONET4P even further as Polo shuts down the site. It's all falling to Nython. Has to be one heck of a way for ONET4P to get on the board, and they'll do so. 4 players alive. A second op retrieved. It's clean for ONET4P.
And it's 7-1 for their first round here. ONET4P do well. Finally a shutdown out towards long. That duel won practically every time. That space gained almost every round. The paiN Gaming attempted it. And finally the denial comes on through in mid. The readjustment. It's shut down. Elk on the off angle plays his cards correctly within the wisps of the smoke. And finally an opportunity. Op recovered a war trophy in towards the secondary, so a strong setup for more. Question is, can ONET4P convert it?
Sarah put on notice there. Lucky that did so little. Just a little tap of the finger, perhaps. He's missing a knuckle now. But they're still insistent on this mid fight. Pretty heavy stack here for ONET4P as well, so if they come through, that'll be threatening a smoke up. Change the rules of engagement, and they're going to come around catwalk, but this is red, and a Molotov in will delay. paiN definitely haven't committed to anything just yet, but they are certainly massing for this fight through Cat, and it's well positioned for one tap at the moment. Player and Goose op out on the ramp, still control out towards long. This should be a decent hold. Smokes out. They lay a carpet to get in towards the site, but it's going to be up to Walker to hit these initial shots, provided he does so. Definitely dodges the flashbangs. This could be good. They don't have a lot of time. They got to go. They're committed to it, and right now, Walker is, in fact, connecting his shots to great effect. This AWP shutting the opportunity down. A lurker even dealt with, and it's going to be clean. Nothing doing for paiN in that round. They never even really get a chance to shoot at their opponents.
Who did we want to see step up for one tap? Elk and Walker, they're both doing it. At least in that previous round, a step up. Elk on the rifle has been looking good, and now both of these rounds at one tap have been able to convert, and some clean shots connected by Walker. There's still a long road to be found towards this comeback, but these are the only ones necessitated as Elk will molly over towards long. So another denial on that space for paiN Gaming, but they're not as concentrated on it in this round. Instead, play towards the lower tons. And some space to be gained here. Slower default from the T side.
Gonna group up towards mid. Looks like they might want to test this here. What is this boost? Oh, that's interesting. Don't know that I've seen this before. Haidzao was, I think, got a little bit of a hop over the door to actually spot some info, and then was boosting up to try and peer over that smoke. Didn't work out, but it's certainly not something I've seen a lot of teams deploy, so an interesting look coming out from paiN here. I'm almost sad that no one was in position to get headshot by that. This time it's just the op. They don't have to deal with the secondary player in towards sight in Goose. So Walker's going to give it up. Walker doesn't want to get caught out. They're going to keep the 5-on-5 retake, and this is going to allow paiN in towards the site. The bomb will go down. They spent a ton of utility on clearing out an empty site, but it is empty. And all 10 up in the post plan is not something we see very often here on Dust 2. How does one tap want to approach this retake? I don't seem to know yet. They're figuring it out now. Here we go.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. Elk towards long, first contact on this one, and he's already broached some space. Up the ramp, spots out the op, but Nithon takes him down immediately. More not to be found as Frankie actually converts a double now. Bigu on the trade. Catwalk, that's a space that's necessitated, but straight through the smoke. The AWP no-scopes, it connects, but now it's a double op. Retaking against Bigu Zera. He'll spray, he'll dance around. He knows the round is already won. And well, Polo will convert the final kill. It was too little, too late. 2 rounds. That's where the streak stops for one tap.
Look at what kind of cash is available here for paiN now. It's actually kind of absurd considering they've been on, I mean, a couple round losing streak, that they've got this much money here still available. So they're right back into the fun, of course. That round win tucked away in their back pocket. Meanwhile, the double up is through here for one tap again, so more guns on the way. Nice pick, and again, that's the lone B anchor, so they're going to likely have a path straight in towards the site. Polo trying to hold the line with this AWP, but in this position. Got into the window, that's bold, into the Molotov will force him off the spot. Smoke now up at the door. Does he want to go through this? That would be mad. And indeed, he is going to be punished for even thinking about the possibility. Down he goes, that op retrieve. They're going to back away. This is going to turn into a save. That's the round for paiN.
The round indeed taken. Quick entries out towards his B site, and with a reinvestment in towards that secondary op, you can't really risk the commitment. So a 9th now claimed. Now you have to look towards solutions. What has to change here for one tap? It's another round where paiN invests a player in towards the long fight. Practically every single round, we have seen them fight, vie, and most of the time take that space. That somehow has to change. Maybe an AWP position there earlier. Maybe a fight to be won early. It's just the spawns have been good and paiN have been fast. At least some additional damage will be done. Keep that economy accountable for paiN. These guns should be in a position that they cannot be lost, and Fancy will confirm it. So, at least making the round again costly for paiN Gaming, but regardless, that deficit stays at 7.
Yeah, I mean, if you're one-tapped, you got to win some rounds. You got to win some rounds here to close off the half. It's paiN Gaming looking for double digits, and, well, 2 rounds back-to-back, to be fair, but isolated at this point. You've been able to keep some of these buys going along by saving your guns, by keeping your economy moving. That's important for a CT side, but at some point you need to see it in execution. Saving only works for so long. Now you need to see results, and Nikon's already found one out towards long, and oh, everybody's dead. Everybody's dead. Caught by the flashes, caught in transition. The fight on through, and we are 25 seconds into this round, but it might as well be over. Walker and Polo can try and pull off something wonderful, but they're actually just going to go and fall back in towards the save. And as much as I was just saying, they don't need to keep saving, they need to win rounds, I don't blame them for this one.
No. No, you cannot really front the blame on them. Some excellent flashbangs and just excellent work. Straight on into it. Find the frags for paiN Gaming. Bomb is even yet to be planted. Eventually it will go on down for that, so that time will start to tick on maintaining these 2 AWPs. And Polo's already been spotted. He should not be allowed to survive here. And Big Era will confirm that. Walker now the task also falls to him. I mean, even keeping this up does not feel like the biggest of victories, because just looking at that money for paiN Gaming, they're perfectly fine. Sure, an op's good into this next round, but like you said in the previous, at this point, rounds are all that matters.
He's dead. Was surrounded. That would have taken some really snappy shooting to keep the op alive. Double digits on the board, and oh, so much pain flowing through here for one tap.
I'm gonna let that one slide. I'm gonna let that one slide. We heard no puns surrounding either of these teams' names.
What's a pun? I would never make a pun.
I don't think I've ever heard Darth Mike make a pun. That's so unlike him.
I'm well known for entirely avoiding wordplay at all times.
I'm sure. Big Zera, you wanted to see a performance out of him? Hey, he's performing 14-5, top fragger for the team. Well, maybe it's been a little slower from Nekiz. Well, he's still doing fine, compared at least to his dominant performance in that verse. Everyone's stepping up when the time is right. And well, for one tap, they will not have the money to reinvest in towards that double up setup. And to be fair, I don't think it found them too much whatsoever, so not surprising that they won't reach for it. At least rifles to work with, something to find some more rounds. But even 5 here, ooh, that does not feel so good. And paiN Gaming definitely gunning for more than just their 10th.
Yeah, this feels brutal. This feels rough. It feels, again, like a bit of a massacre. And again, you do have a situation. Actually, no, it's not the case. I was going to say where everybody on paiN has more kills than everybody on one tap. Or at least as many kills as everybody on one tap. But no. Hardzao needs to get a couple here. Pause really unfortunately timed, as it's now taking long enough that I suspect it is no longer just a tactical. It is, in fact, a technical pause, unfortunately, as one tap are apparently sorting out some sort of an issue. Let's dive in and see if we know what this is about.
Looks like we still have all 10 players in the server, so hopefully
Crashed.
Today we are free from the servers dying in some way. I'm gonna go ahead and say probably a mouse issue. It's always a mouse issue.
It's always a mouse issue. I think Walker just needs to run to the bathroom real quick. Very technically needs to go to the bathroom. That's what I'm going with.
A technicality that he has to run.
Apparently they need a match medic, though.
Uh-oh.
So this one's going to take a little bit, folks. Rip Roni. Why? Let me see. What could it be? Just a misbuy? I don't think that would do it. And also, I don't see what they could have misbought into this round. Harumph. Was that last round not legit? Usually you got to call the pause somewhere much earlier than where they did.
Yeah, feels that way.
Feels like it. So I'm not sure what's going on here.
Yeah, well, while we wait for that to go on, I suppose we can check in. Wonder how this other match is going, because we have Team 1 versus Gaming Gladiators. We're on the secondary stream, and Gaming Gladiators actually took map number 1, 16-7, Dust 2. Dominant performance. I mean, this team has been looking pretty solid. Some impressive players on that squad coming off of a solid run at Frag, rocking back into Prem, or excuse me, to the ESL Challenger, and doing well for themselves. Still tough to break that one.
Last night it was the Spike, tonight it's Prem. Should meet me with the gaffs.
The goofs and the gaffs all
Goofs
over.
And the gaffs. Well, you know, the Gaming Gladiators are back online, back comfortable here. They're rolling.
Yeah. Can I talk about the fact that I just love the name Gaming Gladiators? It's not gaming, it's gaming.
It is quite a name. I think it's apparently like their sponsor is Gaimin, G-A-I-M-I-N.
Gaimin.gg. Yeah, guess so. But
Gaimin.
I guess it's going to take a second for the admins to get everything sorted on out here in our match. So we'll be taking a quick break. The match resumes straight after this.
Back into the fun here. Just a quick little break. Just a quick little break. Just to get you guys interested. And a quick little death for Walker as Nithon has caught him through the mid doors again. Nithon has been pretty dang great at catching these kills. I think that's his 3rd or 4th of the game so far, which is really making it brutal for one tap here. When they're down their opera right off the rip.
Tough way to start for sure, and it might get even harder because Polo, he's trying to put himself upon that polo stick, and it's not a polo stick, it's a pogo stick. Is that what the thing is called?
I think that's what it's called. But whatever stick it's called, he is stuck his way in towards death right now.
Yeah, he has, and both the big green sticks are out of this round, down early on into things here. So man advantage by 3 for paiN Gaming, and space to be gained already towards this A site. No one is in a position to contest. Do you save this if you're one tap? You'd like to have the guns, but at this point, you need rounds at the same time. This situation feeling more and more dire. This should be an assured 11. Frankie's dead to rights. He's going to try and recover the AWP, and he will get to keep it at least for a moment, but because Aaron Nithon shut down, pinched in. One tap.
Think about keeping it. He got to think that he might be able to keep it, and then immediately they were like, okay, you had the happy thought. Now we crush you. There's no mercy. There is no mercy. I mean, that's another flawless round as well for paiN. So, it's been a little while since we had much in the way of shooting back for one tap. This is, it's becoming suffocating. It's feeling like the end of Vertigo, except it's happening at the beginning of this map. And now we're just going to get a mad swing out towards long. But do they even realize they can play with the blue dumpster? Apparently they don't, because Elk's wandered into his crosshair, and Nithon has struck. Pythons are constrictors and Pythons are shooters. And it's working out just fine as it all comes down to Frankie. Python did do a good job of suffocating the life on out of them, but it's up to his teammates to really bring this one through. That was a nice shot for Frankie. Credit where credit is due. Unfortunately, doesn't matter in the round.
But this isn't a face clan montage. This isn't about the shots you can hit. This is about the rounds you can win. And thus far, there are very few of them for ONETAP. They had the one start, at least, to find 2 rounds in a row. But since then, it has been absolutely nothing doing. That's a triple op setup. T-side. paiN Gaming wanted to find a shot off the cross. And they've got it early on. It's out towards long instead, but the point still stands. Biguzera walking in. Free kill. Frankie unprepared for that one. So, advantage by 2. A site locked off. Sectioned off, stuck with all 3 players on the wrong end of a smoke or on the wrong end of an AWP. Bomb will soon be planted, and this one's going to be tough.
Alright, so what's the dream here? Obviously, you're going for this one. There's nothing left to save. So what do you even do? What do you even do? They can't even cross mid comfortably, right? And time is ticking away, so they got to get a move on. At least they do have kits to work with. But as soon as they show face towards those players' window, you assume Biguzera's going through, and indeed he is. A flashbang to set him up, but he's going to get it. PKL will knock him down. All onto Walker, who's out of position, who can no longer win this purely based on the time, but is going to try and pad his stats and back away. No point saving the op in this round, Walker. Realizes that far too late. Down he goes, down for the count, and we'll be right back for this short break. One more half. Potentially all that ONETAP will get. They are not the ones up a map. It is in fact paiN. Overlay lies to you. And paiN are just 3 rounds away from closing this one out and waltzing through with the dub. Nython with 2 quick kills is looking to make that a very quick affair indeed. And ONETAP at this point could just be having a life beat out of them. 3 more players to try and make their way on over towards site. They don't have a smoke for this, so a flash will have to suffice, and they're going to be very vulnerable to PKL as they come around the angle. Speaking of which, there's a PKL on the angle. That bomb has made its way over, and they are going to go ahead and try and get this bomb down, so at least plant money available. 2-man disadvantage on the retake. This is still going to be a very tough hold.
A tough one indeed, but timer's ticking away, and that's the one friend that ONETAP have over towards the catwalk. There's a tirade of CTs bearing down. 4 players will find the necessitated frags, leaving Frankie in a 1 versus 5, an unwinnable situation, an undoable position. And it will be the 14th garnered. paiN Gaming looking to take this one quickly and having fun while doing it.
Well, okay, you got your bomb plant. Time to send it on this one. Do or die here in the second round of the half for ONETAP. It's either going to be a chance, however slim, or series point found for your opponent. So with those kind of stakes on the table, see what kind of heat ONETAP could bring to this round. Heavy presence in towards lower. They've established tunnel presence. They got nothing in the long fight. And it looks like, well, they will try and establish some cat control now. This could be a split in towards B. Go through the door. Hinge smoke thrown. Implies a cat play instead. And up they go up the Xbox. This isn't the worst result. They will have a little bit of a challenge with Nython's AUG. No op just yet. Means that it's this scoped rifle that Nython deals with. They don't want to go out just yet. Biguzera thinks better about pinpulling that nade. That HE would have been chunky if it comes through, but it will be now. Come on, just do it. Pull out the HE. Let fly. The Molotov instead, which could actually be behind the smoke. This is going to be so deadly. The smoke doesn't put it out. Now they're burning as they try and get through. So much health already lost. These players sectioned off and isolated. for one's not bad here, and Nithon will follow it up with more, but as he got dinked, so must he tuck. Waiting for teammates. Are they rotating back off of this? 35 seconds, they're rotating off of this. They don't fancy their chances coming through, and now they're going to be so vulnerable in towards mid. PKL spots this, and he's just going to be able to get through sight. Where are they even going to try and go? They have no information about what's going on towards B. 25 seconds, and the bomb is still in mid. They might just lose this to the clock. 18 seconds. What is this call? All right, there's still presence out towards long. Well, Nithon will go down. 12 seconds. They're actually going to get away with this one. I cannot believe that ONET4P are getting away with this one, at least for the moment. Yankees now in a 1v1. His position was known. He was spotted. My goodness here. Frankie trying to defend the bomb. ONET4P. No room for error in that plant. And now a pretty prime position for the post. And indeed, it will come through. Frankie makes it happen.
What was that round that I just witnessed? That should not have worked by any reasonable sense. Late round call to disengage, try and wrap back towards B. I mean, paiN had the right setup on the site. They had no info, so decide to commit in towards that A site instead, and it is somehow a success story. 1v1 clutch. Frankie wins it now. It'll be quick out towards long. Scout does tag up Frankie, so some risk in this one, but the Deagle blinded, caught out in the open. Nithon wheel trade, so 1-for-1 is how we stay as Nithon looks to anchor for more. Long angle. Scout potent in these situations in the molly. Will only contend with the car position. Smoke to give cause for worry, to suspect that there could be someone in that position. And off that pressure, ONET4P will fall back.
Oh. That D, nothing to write home about. Sometimes the oath is not K. This one is looking good for ONET4P. That was fun. That was bold. A little bit of spam coming through means that PKL is the lone survivor here, and at this point he's just going to try and stash his scout. Is there anything better down at long for him? There it is! Oh, okay. Here we go. Here's the Galil
nice
to take through. That's something.
An upgrade.
Now, here's my question to you. Here's a
Please.
thought experiment. In a situation where you're only going to have one gun, and everyone else is just going to have base pistols, would you rather have a Galil or a Scout to try and win the round?
That's a good question. I think I'd rather have a Scout pass it over to Nithon because he's been so hot, get the tag, and then the USP send it.
Even honestly, in a vacuum of, you know, 5 generic players.
5 generic players.
I think
you
I'd
just
still
give it to
rather
whoever
have
your
a Scout.
dopper is.
Yeah.
Your opera is. And
I
just
think
try and deal damage. You get a tag. It's
Yeah.
really easy to convert even with the pistols.
I feel like the Scout is much more likely to get those tags and give you a possibility of winning, whereas a Galil, like,
It's a lot higher
solitary
risk, but I
gun?
think the reward is higher, right? It's easier to get a multi-frag if your positioning is right, but I think there's a higher chance if you're just looking for damage with the Scout. Fast Cat? Where does he want to take this one? Is he just going for the duel in mid? PKL's alone. Does have a player now grouped up with him. It's Nithon who took the long way around. PKL just sprinting straight down mid, but on the B site. ONET4P just sprinting straight on in.
They don't know Neck
His
is here.
talks. This
They've
should at
completely
least be one
overlooked it.
kill.
Oh,
Frankie,
my
that's
goodness.
free. How much more can he get? Nothing else. The Zeus connects. So even in the trade, somehow Tilkovsky does bring it back under wraps. But this
here's
one has been
another freebie.
damaging. Nithon should have a free. He's not looking. He's looking the wrong direction. Does connect the dink. The PKL converts now. Maybe the Galil becomes the play because it's a 1v2. It's an incredibly winnable situation, but he doesn't have a kit. And he doesn't have a smoke. So maybe not quite as winnable as I initially sold. PKL will fall away.
What a madcap round. paiN Gaming. Neck is just hiding in the back of sight. Gets a kill. Denies the plant for a minute. Then you have a player sprint through and Zeus, hard Zao, with that one. Madcap round for it. Makes it rather expensive for ONET4P. Shouldn't matter much. This PKL wanders back to that crosshair. He will go down, so no kill will save through. They will be able to reinvest here, but that's $1,800. That could have been spared. Actually, more than that, since you can't buy a Galil on this side. paiN Gaming still, they've got a massive cushion to play with, and as the guns come out here, they'll be looking to close down ONETap's hopes right off the rip.
Walker, good entry. Out towards long space is gained. Flashes are excellent, but Bigu does trade. Still stays man disadvantage, and he's stuck a bit out in the open here. We'll have to charge past the molly and off the spam. PKL finds two through the smoke, or actually through the gap instead. Able to convert those frags. Now the final two Ts are incredibly wounded. Elk chipped down even lower, and Bigu Zera in a position to get away with it all.
This is the proverbial rock in a hard place here if you're Elk. Forward into Bigu Zera, who's been a monster this map. We're back into a really prime angle from Nekis that he should just be able to lock on down. Forward seems to be the answer. Hoping for the element of surprise, and well, it's not a strong enough element. Actually did get a shot on, to be fair, but that's going to be series point found here by paiN. They're looking to put this one in the rear view, looking to take this one through, despite some fun, despite some shenanigans after ONETap did convert around. It's paiN. We're looking to end things here and now.
Out towards long. The molly will keep the T's at bay, so instead ONETap will re-rotate, find position in mid. Do they want to take this up the cat, or do they want to try and send a hit towards B? Maybe a split in that. Options are there, but the utility is rather limited, so once they're committed in towards a play, you probably have to find follow-through off of it. Will take position in the catwalk. They're trying to see if they can bait a push. Something to move on forward, but thus far paiN not really giving it. Not towards mid, not towards the tons. No aggression coming from the Brazilian front, so ONETap will have to push deeper. They'll have to charge even farther forward and look to drop actually in towards spawn. The Tech 9 makes it on down, so Walker can cause some trouble as it will be a split towards his B site, but PKL already up top and off angle, and his smoke down in main, meaning this play is separated. PKL for a double. The bomb is at his feet, and no one is there to recover. Eventually, Gotzi will make it, but only alive for a moment. Walker's isolated. So too is Polo. Neither of these players in a great position to get the round done because Nekis is atop the box. He's on this off angle, and he takes down one. Bigu Zera finds the final frag, and the conversion is there. paiN Gaming converted with a 2-0 victory.
Man, he didn't even let PKL try and get the ace. PKL doesn't get a lot of opportunity for those. You have to let the man go try and get the ace. Let your in-game leader go get his funk on. Nicely done there from paiN. Look, we had